Hi everybody, welcome to Tea Time with Toya. I'm Toya and I am an intuitive healer, tarot card reader, and another human being just trying to make it through the day, you know? So today on my channel, not just today, but pretty often, pretty much most of the time, I like to dive into spiritual topics. I like to dive into more enhanced and spiritual ways to kind of go throughout modern day life and how we can kind of make our experience, you know, just that much more fruitful for us. I know that it gets kind of difficult out here. It gets kind of choppy. You know, we get really bogged down by like our social media, by sometimes the news if you're a news watcher, by our families, by our friends. And it is very, very, very important to maintain a very, very close relationship with ourselves to ensure a very, very close relationship to spirit, okay? And that brings me to what this video is going to be about today. Five ways to stay more connected and connect to spirit. Obviously there are a million ways. There are a million great ways, and depending on who you are, that is what's going to determine when you feel the most connected to source, the most connected to God, the most connected to the universe, what have you. And it really just depends on who you are. But I'm here to share with you 5 ways that I connect to spirit, and I hope that you get something from this. All right, so let's dive right in. Way number 1, meditation / prayer. Okay, so when I say that, I'm not talking about necessarily like sitting and, you know, with the mudras and all of that, which is super beneficial, and if that's your, you know, your take at it, then you do that. But what I'm talking about, meditation and prayer, I'm talking about sitting with yourself, sitting with God, and just not attaching yourself to any thought, not attaching yourself to any idea, and just letting your energy flow, letting all that's in you flow within you and flow outside of you, and you see yourself as spirit. You see yourself as a being watching these thoughts, and you don't necessarily attach yourself to them, so you can get into this extremely relaxed state. And I highly recommend going to states like this for at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. And a lot of us are already doing this, because I want to say, oh, I'm so sorry, let me back up. The tea that I'm drinking today is a very yummy blend of mugwort and jasmine. It's a very calming, very enriching, very good for especially for the women out there, for our female reproductive system and all of that. But anyway, gotta share the tea. So okay, back to meditation / prayer. So I say that it's like prayer because when you're praying, you're having a personal conversation with God, and you are connecting soul to soul, spirit to spirit, with everything around you. And I don't want to say that, and I feel like the idea is that like sometimes we think that our spirit is separate, and it's not. Our spirit is, we are one with God. Our God is within and without. There is no, you know, detachment. And I feel like what in meditation and in prayer, what we're doing is we're eliminating the idea of separateness. You know what I'm saying? And it does bring about a very calming and serene type of feeling if you do it often enough, and you feel less attached to your emotions, less attached to outside circumstances, less attached to, you know, dramas and everything that's going on around you, because you realize that that is not you, that is not of you. These are things that are going on around you. And you have every authority to take a step back and not necessarily attach yourself to these things so strongly, because I feel like it strips you of your ability to connect. I feel like it strips you of your power when you're so often just continuously invested in everything that's going on around you. So meditation, prayer, setting intentions for your day, for yourself, you know, is a very strong way to stay in your power, stay connected to spirit, and keep moving forward. I like to meditate in the bathtub. You know, I take a lot of spiritual baths, I do a lot of salt, which is another great way. A lot of salts, a lot of oils, and I take that time, and after I get up in the morning, before I really start my day, I get up, I take my bath, I make that time, that moment about me, which is another big thing. Make that time and that moment about you, where you're not necessarily trying to plan out your day, plan out exactly what's going to happen, but you're taking a moment, you're taking a beat, and you're separating yourself, and you're coming into your power. You're feeling yourself, you're feeling all the power within you, you're feeling everything around you. You take that moment, you're not thinking any thoughts, you're feeling, and you're letting things flow. And when I say prayer, I'm talking about setting that intention, okay? Setting that intention for what it is that you plan on creating today. Obviously, we cannot control everything that goes on around us, but we can have influence and control over ourselves, okay? So I set the intention to have a peaceful, harmonious day. I can exude peace, exude harmony, because that's my intention. So whatever intention I set does not mean that everything around me will reflect that. However, how I interact with things will influence that type of give and take, right? Okay, so meditation and prayer, great way to stay connected to spirit, all right? Way number 2, a hobby. Create, have fun. I find that we are most connected to ourselves when we are mindlessly just sort of when we're painting, or we're running, and I don't want to even say running, because I don't want to say that that's a hobby for everybody, because it's definitely not a hobby for me so much as it's something that I feel like I got to do in order to stay sane, which will bring me to number 3, but not yet. Get a hobby. Get a hobby. Do something that you feel like your creative juices are flowing, because we are all creators, and our most potent connection with spirit is when we're doing something that we can just do mindlessly, when we get into that zen mode and we're drawing, or we're singing, or we're writing. That is your distinct connection with spirit. That is your talent. That is what you have, and it is the most beautiful, beautiful expression of spirit, of God, of the universe, of all. Okay, so whether your hobby is speaking, or it's creating videos, or it's singing, or it's dancing, or it's playing sport or something, it doesn't have to be for any other reason other than to have fun. Okay, it is so important to have fun. It is so important to step outside of this go mentality, this I gotta get it, I gotta have it, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, because you lose your connection to yourself and to spirit. So I find the best way to feel the most connected to God, the most connected to spirit, is when I'm doing kind of what I'm doing right now, or if I'm writing, or if I'm using my cards. I'm doing something that I can almost do mindlessly. I'm using my creative energy, I'm using my creative zest, my flow, and it's just a go, it's just a flow. It's just like this cycle, okay? You have to find something that makes you just, something that you can just do mindlessly. And I don't want to say mindlessly like where you're zoned out and you're a zombie while you're doing it. It's just something that you're so into that, there's no stress. Which is another act of meditation from what I think, because I feel like meditation is you're not attached to anything, you're not letting anything attach to you, you're letting things flow. And when you're in that creative space, when you're painting, or you're singing, or you're drawing, or you're writing, or you're reading, or whatever it is, when it's just something that makes you just feel good, I feel like that is a true way of knowing that you're very connected to yourself, and therefore very connected to spirit. So get that hobby, you know what I'm saying? Get that thing that you just really enjoy doing, even if it's something that you haven't done in a while. If you can remember when you were a child enjoying it, there's probably something in you that still enjoys that activity, and I highly encourage you to get right back into that thing. Do it a little bit at a time. It doesn't have to become a job or a chore or something you feel like you have to do. Have fun with it, okay? Have fun. Having fun is a great way to feel very connected to spirit, to feel very connected to yourself, and to release all of these things that we kind of just, take on. Get that hobby. find something, whether it's learning. Some people love to learn. It's gardening, anything. Pick one thing, and if you don't like something, that's okay. It's fine. Dabble, like Baskin Robbins, all right? There's all of these flavors. You don't like that one? Fine. I guarantee you, out of all of these, how many flavors? 37, I don't know, 30 something, 30, I don't know. There's a lot of flavors. And you pick and you choose and you kind of dabble and you see what it is that makes you feel good. Because the only point of it is not to make money. It's not to, receive something back. It's literally for your personal enjoyment, which in turn brings you that much closer to yourself and to spirit. Okay? So find that hobby. That's way number 2. All right? Way number 3. Physical activity, getting those endorphins going. Physical activity. Do you have to go do a freaking strongman competition? No. But is it good to get outside and just walk around? Just use your body. Just let your energy flow. Go outside, do a couple squats, just use your body. Physical activity. If you can't be one of those people that works out 3 to 5 times a week, that's okay. You don't have to do that. If you feel healthy and you feel vibrant, fine. However, it is very important to use your vessel. Use that which you are dwelling in, okay? It is very important to get a little physical activity, especially if it's just walking around your neighborhood, turning on YouTube and finding a workout video. Something simple, something very simple. It is literally scientifically proven that this first creates endorphins, which raises it elevates your mood, okay? So if your mood is elevated, I feel like that is a great way to feel very connected to spirit. You're using that which you were given to live within on this planet. So connecting to your body is a great way to get connected to spirit. It does something for you. It wakes you up. You're doing a lot of deep breathing. Beautiful, beautiful way to stay very, very, very connected to spirit is by treating your body well, okay? You have to kill yourself on some sort of 3-mile hike, 5-mile hike up a mountain? No. If that's not your thing, no, you don't. But can you get up and just walk around your house a little bit? Walk outside a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Do a couple random squats. Every time you go get a drink of water, do a couple squats. Every time you pick up your phone, before you can do anything, you gotta do 3 push-ups. Move your body. It feels good. It's not about losing weight. It's not about, fitting into jeans. It's literally about feeling connected to yourself and feeling connected to spirit and the universe, okay? And when you're so connected in that way, manifestations, being connected, being aligned, things happen back to back. It is so good for you. No, I'm not saying to get on some 30-day challenge program. No, I'm saying just get up and move around, okay? I'm gonna take a sip. Grab your tea. Grab your tea, by the way. Grab your tea, come sit and sip on something that's warm, that's good for the soul, you know what I mean? Something that wakes you up. Another good way, I'm not going to throw this on there, but this is another good way to be very connected to spirit. Things that are from the earth, of the earth. Okay, I'm jumping ahead of myself because I feel like that's on there too. But wait 1 minute. All right. Way number 4. Be alone. Daydream. Which is kind of going along with meditation. Be alone. Be by yourself. Okay? Often we're around all of these people, and if you are super empathic, you're picking up on everything that's going on around you, and you can get lost in that. You can get lost in the shuffle. You can get lost in what it feels like to even be by yourself, until you're by yourself and you're only by yourself when you're about to go to bed. And some of us aren't even by ourselves then. We're laying next to somebody, or we're laying next to a person, or 3 people, or a child, or whatever. You know what I mean? Find time to be alone. And I know that sounds super difficult for some of us because a lot of us have very packed lives, and I understand. But taking that moment where you go take that shower, you go take that bath, be by yourself for a second. And this goes along with meditation, okay? In these moments where you're alone, no, you don't have to be meditating. You could be watching a show, you could be listening to a little bit of music, but you're by yourself, you're in your own element. Be by yourself for a second so you stop absorbing everybody else's stuff, all right? And I'm gonna do another video on how to deflect other people's energy or how to transmute that, okay? I'm just now getting started and I'm very excited about this, but there's so many things that I want to talk about. But yeah, be alone for a second. And in those moments where you are alone, that's where the hobbies come in. That's where the meditation can come in, okay? You see how it all sort of just flows together? Be alone just for a second and let yourself breathe. Let yourself not have to absorb or bounce yourself off of other individuals, their emotions, their ideas, because we want everybody to feel okay. And then sometimes other people are super abrasive towards us, so now we're feeling like we have to be defensive, and now we're feeling like we can't quite relax. And be by yourself for a second. Just a second, okay? For a minute. Maybe not a second. I would say throughout your day, finding that minute for alone time should be at least 2-3 times a day, and for about 10 to 20 minutes at least, so you can be by yourself and you can release all of that excess that you've accumulated during your day, all right? What I like to do, even if I have to be around people, I like to imagine, and you have to close your eyes and see this because there's so much power in your imagination, all right? There's so much power in your imagination. So what I like to imagine is a silver, almost translucent ring around me from my head to my feet, all right? Starting up here, ending right under my feet. It's vibrant, it's white and silver, and whatever penetrates it is automatically transmuted into light, beautiful, powerful energy. And I see myself pushing out that same type of energy, okay? Something like selenite, I imagine it to be like the quality of like the selenite wand, transmuting that energy, kind of absorbing or eliminating that kind of dark, heavy type of energy, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to mention that not all the time that you're feeling negative energy surrounding you is it coming from someone else, okay? You have to realize what you're putting out. And a lot of the times we're harboring and we're collecting other people's things, and now it has become us, and now we're trying to give it to someone else. You want to be so connected that you are so aware of the things that you're absorbing that you're not absorbing, you're transmuting. You are absorbing, you take it in, but you're sending it out better than what it was when it found you. All right, you don't take it on, like, you don't have to take it on as so much, oh, now I'm just bogged down by everybody's stuff, which does happen, but you can become so aware of other people's stuff when you let yourself spend time by yourself, so you get more comfortable with feeling your own energy. You know, you're so familiar with what's yours and with what's someone else's, okay? And I know this is super difficult for our, our air signs and things like that, and empaths in general. So spending time alone gets you more in tune with your energy. You get less confused as to, am I feeling this, or is this mine, or is this theirs, So it's very important to be more connected to spirit, to be more connected to God, to be more connected to the universe, that you spend that time alone, all right? Cool. So last but certainly not least, diet and nutrition. I cannot tell you the amount of times somebody has come to me, Toya, I don't feel good. Toya, I feel like I'm really disconnected. And I'm asking them, what have you eaten? Oh, I had this burger, and then I had this chips, and I had these fries. And I'm wondering, how connected can you expect to be if everything that you eat is dead or not even real? Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, am I telling you guys to go vegan? Of course not. That is a personal decision, and I think that is a great decision if you have it in you to make those changes. However, you need to eat things that are alive. You need to eat things that are green. You need to eat fruit, okay? You need to eat things that are grown from the earth, from the planet, all right? You have to. If you want to feel good, you want to feel alive, you have to consider the things that you're ingesting. You cannot expect your body to give you this feeling of vibrancy and awakeness and go, go, go if you're eating everything you eat is dead. Everything you eat was manufactured in some sort of factory. Okay? Some people can eat like that. Younger kids, they have younger individuals, I'm talking about our I'm not even, maybe not even talking about teenagers, I'm talking about 15 below. There's something in them that can just, you know, keep going with that. But as you get older, you have to eat things that have life inside of them. You become what you eat. So I want you to, first, I want you to do an experiment. I want you to start your day. I want you to have, you know, a mango, maybe even an egg or something like, or some spinach, okay? Something light, something alive, not that necessarily the egg, but the other things, okay? I'm just talking about a little protein. But anywho, and then I want you to eat a meatball or a burger, and I want you to first pay very close attention to where your mood was when you ate it and where your mood is after you ate it. That is a real thing. You have to consider how you feel, because a lot of us eat absent-mindedly, okay? You have to pay attention to how you feel after you eat certain foods, because you're taking on that energy. You're taking on that energy of distress. You're taking on that energy of just of being tired. And some of us just cannot eat a lot of red meat and all of that, and that's very true. But you really need to pay attention to what goes on in your mind and what goes on in your body after you eat certain foods. It is not, we are not meant to be exhausted after we eat. Food is meant to give us energy. It's meant to fuel our bodies. When you sit down and people joke about, oh, I have the itis, because you've overeaten, and you've probably overeaten on things that were bogged down with a lot of negative, dark, exhausted energy. Now, am I telling you to just cut it out of your diet completely? Of course not. But find a very, very, very healthy balance for yourself, okay? Find a balance. You cannot expect to feel 100% if nothing you eat is alive. Okay? I'm talking greens, I'm talking fruits, okay? Eat something that's grown from the earth, beans, anything, okay? Anything. Now, do you need to change your entire diet? No, but modify it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? All right, so those are my 5 things. Obviously, there's a million more. If you have more to offer to, you know, the rest of us out here, including me, please comment below. I'm going to put the maker of the tea that I'm drinking underneath as well, so you guys can dabble into that. But until then, I send you so much love, and I plan on posting videos at least once a week. I'm just now kind of getting started, but I'm very excited. I've been kind of building up to this for quite a while, and yeah, I hope to hear from you guys soon. Oh, and I wanted to add that I am a intuitive reader, and I do offer one-on-one sessions via Zoom and or via phone or just email. And if you would like a personalized reading from me, please contact me. I will put the actual name down here, but please contact me at Latoya, LATOYAMT91 at yahoo.com. All right, I'd love to meet you. I'd love to chat with you. Until then, have a blessed day.